Hello and welcome to Firebird Nation Sports Update. I'm your host, Eric Zedalis. In this edition, we feature the recent hiring of John Nakpodia as head women's basketball coach. I speak with Coach Nakpodia, Athletic Director Patricia and student athlete Kaylah Cooper. Also in this edition, I speak with Aquatics Director Andre Myers to learn about his job and the UDC natatorium. We begin with my interview with head coach John Nakpodia.
All right, John, the first thing I'd like to know is what was going through your mind when you found out that you were going to be head women's basketball coach at the University of the District of Columbia?
Well, first and foremost, it's time to go to work. I'm taking over a program like this that's such great history and, such success. It's definitely a big task, but, I was excited for the opportunity, and I knew I'd done the work to get here, and I knew I'll do the work to make sure I bring this program back to where it should be. And I just couldn't help but be excited, just working with some of the people that work here, upper level staff, some of the players, I just saw it as a great opportunity, and it's a place where I want to be for years to come.
Speaking of that work, and you've been an assistant here the last 2 years. One of those years, under Coach Dwayne Burrows, the team won 21 games, went to the ECC semifinals. Obviously, there's a culture of winning here, and a rough year last year, but historically, this program has been very, very good. What do you want to do differently here? When you become head coach, what do you anticipate you'll do differently?
Well, I can definitely say last year we were definitely a more offensive geared team, and Juan was a great offensive mind, but for me personally, I'm a defensive guy, and that kind of goes back to what we did my first year here with Coach Burrows. We were really big on defense, and I want to get back to that. I want to push the tempo offensively and defensively, really pick up the pace and, put on a really enjoyable style of basketball.
Sounds good. Now, in addition to being an assistant coach, you were also the recruiting coordinator, and you had a big influence in the incoming class of freshmen that are coming next year. Can you tell us about that class?
Well, we have a very versatile, talented group of girls that are good on and off the court. They've made very positive strides in the classroom, over 3.0, so it's looking really good. We have the twins from Battlefield High School, Dana and Danielle Harrington. They're versatile forwards. They can do multiple things on the court. They play hard and they play great defense, so whenever you're building a program, you want those players that can play multiple roles, and that's definitely them. Mm-hmm. Another freshman we have coming in is Deja Quick. She's a point guard from Pennsylvania. She averaged about 23 points per game in high school, as well as was, I think, top 5 in the state in steals. And, she's a player that you want to coach. Her fire, her passion, you just love that stuff. She can score, she can play defense as well. So, building a team, you definitely want to have that young floor general. Another freshman we have coming in is Mia Boyd. She's about a 5'10", 5'11" forward, and she can just do a lot of things on the court. And just her physicality is something that I rarely see. And she can just do a lot of things for us. She's definitely the type of player a coach wants on the team. She's going to be a leader on and off the court.
Now, you graduated from St. John's College High School in Northwest D.C. Mm-hmm. Is recruiting in D.C. going to be a focal point for you?
Definitely. It's going to be one of the most important things about this program. We definitely want to get back to getting involved in our community and getting girls from our community to come to attend UDC. There's so much talent out here with the WCAC, the DCIAA. So we just want to make sure we definitely set our roots here and we build out from there. And trying to stay at home and bring girls that are here will bring more fans to the games, more fan support overall for our program and for the school. So that's definitely going to be a focal point for the program.
Okay. What can you tell us about your returning student athletes?
Our returners are hard workers, and they know what it takes going through this year to win in this conference, and they get to see that. They saw that firsthand, and Tyra Coombs is a player that you'd love to coach. She's going to give it her all. She's going to work hard, and she's going to affect the game in multiple ways. Kaylah Cooper, she's a tremendous scorer, and she's going to be really excited for this opportunity to play in a different style of offense, and I think she'll really excel.
Okay. What are you doing this off-season to get ready for next year?
Well, this off-season right now, we're putting together our summer workout packet, which will probably go out this week. We're really trying to make sure the girls have everything they need for this upcoming season, redoing the locker room, and pretty much getting our full plan together. Me and the other coaches right now, Coach Obi, She's really experienced, so it's been great working with her. And, we've had a history of working together. So, we're trying to really get together our plan and put everything together. So as soon as the girls get here on campus, we can get rolling.
Okay. And what's your top priority when the season begins?
I think our top priority will be really getting back into the community, doing some community service, getting the UDC name back out there and showing them and showing everyone in the community that, we're here to stay and we want to support them and we want them to support us.
Okay. I'd like to touch briefly on what's your coaching style going to be like? Your last two predecessors were very animated guys on the sideline. You were kind of the calm and collected one on the bench and wore these great suits. And is that what we can expect from you as a head coach, or are you going to be a little more animated on the sideline this year?
Well, I've always pretty much have a cool and calm demeanor, but I'm definitely going to be a lot more animated actually on the sidelines, when the time comes. But for me, I've always been kind of calm, collected, and I feel like doing that helps the ladies be calm and collected as well, and always keep their head and focus on the situation at hand.
Okay. You're still going to wear those nice tailored suits, though.
Definitely.
Huh?
I'm going to try and get some more.
All right. Now, you're also a proud alum of the Jay Billis Skills Camp, or Skills Coaching Camp. Mm-hmm. He had some very nice things to say about you in the hiring release that we put out about you. He said, quote, "John is an outstanding young coach. He has a great knowledge of and passion for the game, and he's a hard worker with high standards for himself and his players on and off the floor. I believe he will do a terrific job as the head women's basketball coach of the University of the District of Columbia." End quote. Tell us, what is your relationship with Jay Billis, and is he somebody that you're going to turn to for advice, and is it that kind of relationship?
Definitely. Well, I got my start with them actually working for the Charlotte Reign in North Carolina when I was in college. And, just being around him and, the other coaches, Scott Herman, Doug Gardner, John Serby, they always were there to show a helping hand. And, getting the chance to sit next to Jay Billis on the bench and, pick his mind every now and then, and just really being a young, hungry kid. And, they just help me any way I can. And throughout the years, I worked the Jay Billis Skills Camp, which is a camp in Charlotte. I'll actually be going there in a couple weeks to help out again. And, they have their Young Coaches Development Program where, people such as Paul Biancardi, who's the recruiting director of ESPN, come in and talk to you, the young coaches, and just give us advice on how to move forward. And, they've played a big part of my development because they've always been there to support. And, I'm going to go down there next week, definitely try and get some advice on some things to do for next season. And, I'm definitely going to continue to build that relationship. So hopefully one day we can get them to come to a game.
That'd be awesome. Anybody else that influenced you as a coach?
Definitely, my time at Howard was it was only for about a year, but it was one time where I felt like I grew so much,
And you were director of operations?
Director of basketball operations.
Right.
And, working with coaches such as Keith Cotrayer, who is a hard-nosed coach, but at the same time, he's pushing you to be great and pushing you to be your best. Travis Lyons, the other assistant there, was always helpful whenever I needed something, was always there to give advice. And, from there, working in Impact Basketball, being around some of the best trainers in the game, Joel Bunasar, Mike Moreau, those people definitely continue to help me grow and to help me find my voice as a coach. And they've been supportive to now, and they're still supporting. I'm excited to move forward and continue to reach out.
That's great. I think it's still very early to talk about legacy since you haven't even started yet, but what, in your mind, would constitute being a success here at the University of the District of Columbia in your career?
Winning national championships, that's what we compete for, and that's where I want this program to be, to the point where every year we're in the conversation of having a chance to win it. And I think, through hard work and recruiting girls that are here locally that wanted to succeed on and off the court but still have that passion, I think that's going to go a long way. And ultimately, when it's all said and done, that's where I want to be. And I want to have that legacy to where when I walk through the bookcase and the trophy case out there, I see those awards, I see what we did and accomplished here. And, when the ladies come back, they come and see what they accomplished here. And for them to go on and have success in the real world, whether they continue to play professionally or they use their degree and find what they want to do in life.
That sounds great. Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Hi, Pat. There's a culture of winning with the women's basketball team here at the University of the District of Columbia. For the last 6 seasons, they've won 20 or more games. They've gone to 3 NCAA tournaments in that time, multiple ECC tournaments, won 1 ECC championship. It had to be a very highly sought after position when this position became vacant.
It was, yeah.
What was it about John that made you want to hire him?
Eric, John is ready. He's ready to take over the helm. I think that he brings a great deal of experience, particularly working with the Impact program out in Las Vegas. John has experience working with high-level athletes, professional athletes, on down through the collegiate ranks as well. And he's just very, very well prepared. I think that the continuity that he brings to the program was very important. I did have an opportunity to speak to student athletes, and again, just staying on that continuum was very important to them as well.
Right. Not just continuity, but he also brings DC ties.
Absolutely.
Went to St. John's College High School in
Yes, he
Northwest.
did. Yes, he did.
Is that going to be a focal point in his coaching career?
Absolutely. You know, he's tied to the city. He's lived in Washington, D.C. his entire life, other than the time that he spent down at UNC Charlotte.
Right.
So he knows the city very well. He can sell all the attributes of wanting to study here in Washington, D.C.
Now, I'd like to take a portion of one of the quotes that's in the hiring release that fans can fans can see at udcfirebirds.com. You said, quote, "John has demonstrated a highly positive attitude towards work, a strong sense of integrity and discipline." And you go on to say that he convinced you of his commitment to academics and compliance. What would you say convinced you of that commitment?
We talked about those two very important aspects at length, and John continued to emphasize the idea that they are students first and foremost, and that he is prepared to strengthen the academic component of the women's basketball program to ensure that those student athletes are successful in the classroom. That's first and foremost. And obviously, our commitment to institutional control over athletics, NCAA compliance is extremely important to all of us, and John was able to emphasize that as well. He spent a great deal of time in Joe Lang's office over the last 2 years, and I know that he will continue to do that, asking questions, seeking guidance, and he understands that compliance is very important to us.
Another thing that you said in that release that I found very interesting was that he reminded you of our former head women's basketball coach, Lester J. Butler. Now, Jay Butler coached here for 11 seasons.
Yes.
He's the all-time winningest coach with 177 victories. What about, they're both DC natives, but I'm guessing the similarities don't stop there.
You're absolutely right. And of course, that DC connection. But like Jay Butler, John brings a great deal of enthusiasm and passion for the game. But I think what really strikes me about John, and this is certainly true of Jay Butler and even Mike Riley to a great extent, is that John is one of the first people in this building in the morning and one of the last to leave. He's what you would call a gym rat. He's here constantly. His work ethic is second to none, and I think that is something that really reminds me of Jay as well.
What you've been in college athletics for over 30 years now.
Thanks.
What advice would you have for him?
I think that John needs to just continue to be John Nakpodia. Build his brand, continue to work very, very hard, lean on the outstanding administrators and the support that he has here at the institution, and just continue to grow and develop as he has throughout his entire career. I'm really looking forward to working with John in this capacity.
All right, well, we wish him the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Eric.
Thanks for coming on. All right, I'm here with rising sophomore Kaylah Cooper. Kaylah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Pleasure to have you on the show today. I wanted to ask you, what was going through your mind when you found out Coach Nakpodia was going to be hired?
I was very happy and excited because I know how much he cares about our team, and that he always has our best interests. And I know that he's going to put us in the best position possible to make the correct plays.
What's your favorite thing about John Nakpodia?
He's always excited. Like he's always intervening in what's going on, and he's very fun.
And you're a psychology major, so I think you're the perfect one to ask this question. What does Coach Nakpodia need to do in order to get buy-in from yourself and the other student athletes?
Just making the practices fun and competitive drills. I think that's what's going to make the team come more together.
Okay. How does he make it fun?
The competitive drills, I think it's going to make it fun because everybody's going at each other and, finding each other's strengths and weaknesses, and so we can become a better team.
Okay. What kind of drills do you like?
3-on-3 full court or 11-man.
Okay. Tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Dover, Delaware. My parents moved to Maryland when I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay. And what brought you to UDC?
The atmosphere. Everybody here treats each other like family, and I can really tell that the faculty and staff care about putting the students in the best positions so we can become successful.
Okay. And how would you evaluate your experience as a student athlete here so far?
It's great. Everybody cares about the athletes and making sure that that we have a connection. Like they come to the games and cheer. So I really like the atmosphere here.
What's been your favorite moment as a student athlete here?
My favorite moment, probably about during the basketball game.
Yeah.
Oh, probably our last game, because last season we only won 3 games, but we won the last game, so we ended off on a good note.
Right,
So
beat
that was very
Bridgeport
exciting.
in the season finale. And Bridgeport needed a win to get to the ECC.
Yeah, that was probably the best game.
All right. Okay. What are you most looking forward to in the next couple of years?
Probably the consistency. I want Coach John to be my coach until I graduate. I think that would probably make me most happy.
Okay. And coming off, like you said, a tough season last year, a rebuilding year, what would be a successful year this coming year? What would make it a success?
Just if the team stays together as a whole, because last year we only finished the season with 6 players. So I think if everybody just stays together, that will be successful.
And what, from your standpoint, can you do to help keep the team together? Since you'll be kind of a veteran on next year's team.
Yeah, just keeping everything positive and making sure that, we're always moving forward.
Okay. All right, Kaylah, well, we wish you the best of luck next year.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with 1997 UDC graduate Andre Myers, recently hired as the aquatics director here at UDC back in February.
Yep, February, March.
How have you liked the job so far?
I'm enjoying it completely, actually. I'm enjoying it a lot.
And what is it that you do here as aquatics director?
I oversee the day-to-day operations of the facility, its management, its operations, hire, train the staff, coordinate programs here at the university. Have to keep certificates and licenses up to date. Okay, I do a lot, Eric. Okay. Make sure that the programs that we're implementing and that the programs that, the individuals who use the facility, that, they're organized and structured in a way that meets their needs and fits in with the university.
Okay. And what's your favorite part about the job?
Being here, that's a good question. Outreaching with the community. We just had a youth group that left here and teaching them water safety and swimming skills. U.S. Masters has a swimming for Swimming Saves Lives program. I'm a U.S. Masters swimmer, and we kind of teach them, again, water safety, and I'm getting comfortable in the water.
Right.
You can take that again.
Tell us a little bit more about your background, too.
Oh, I came from the private sector, most recently Trinity Washington University. I've also had time at Georgetown University. But I've been doing water safety, pool operations, management for, it goes by quickly, more than 20 years now.
Tell us about this facility. What should the public know about it, and what kind of offerings does this facility offer to anyone who wants to learn how to swim?
Nice. What we have here is the competition pool, 25-yard pool. We also have the diving well. We're open 5 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, no weekends, no holidays. It's open complimentary to our faculty, staff, and students. We also sell outside memberships to the community. And we'll offer learn to swim programs here. We'll have programs for the athletes. I'm not a physical therapist, but I teach, I do aquatic therapy protocols for athletes and post-rehabilitation individuals. More to come. I teach swimming and for people who are fearful of the water. So that's will be coming in the fall. I have a gentler, kinder program to teach people how to acclimate to the environment more comfortably. And we also will have stroke clinics for those that can swim as well.
What are the majority of people coming in here for to learn how to do? What are they coming in here for?
That's a good question. All. Some come to learn to swim. We've already had a few students come in and want to get acclimated to the water. The neighborhood residents come in just to get a recreational swim in. And some of the athletes have stopped in as well. And we've kind of had some fitness exercises in the aquatic environment for them. So right now it's kind of quiet. It's the summer. The kids are away. The faculty's away. Okay, but people just come in for the most part recreationally, and we've had some sort of learn to swim, water acclimation sort of duties here.
As it pertains to our student athletes, what's the benefit of having the pool here for their training?
It augments the training nicely, Eric. They can continue their training without any undue stress to the joints. It's a different environment that works the muscles and the neurological systems differently. They can perform some weightless deep water work here. I taught a deep water conditioning class at Georgetown University. So the aquatic environment offers a lot of different opportunities for the student athletes.
That sounds great. Well, welcome aboard. We love having you here, and good luck the rest of your job.
Thank you, Eric. It's wonderful being here so far.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of Firebird Nation. Please remember to follow us on social media at our website, udcfirebirds.com, Facebook at UDC Athletics, Twitter at UDC Athletics, Instagram at UDC Athletics, and YouTube UDC Athletics 1. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.